We are live.
All right, I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna come back to that. All right. I'm trying not to hit a microphone tonight. What you have here is a 2.25% increase, but there are also some changes in the BA column as well as in the bottoms of the professional 10, BA 24, and MA.
So are we going off of your original 2% one or mine that I submitted? What are you looking at when you're talking?
I'm reading off of the one I gave you. I'm not talking
Okay.
about this at all.
Okay.
You can toss that
Okay.
away for all you care.
Okay.
So what you will see is the 2.5, and then if you go down, there was an extra 500 added in the cells from basically R2 and the BA down to, is it P5?
P5.
To P5 in each of those cells, recognizing some of the issues you said. Yes, I do recognize Tim will come kick your behind, but that's okay. He can come kick mine instead. We kept from P6 to P10 back to what we had in our original offer. I understand that you put 500 more in each of those so that by the time you were down to P10, it's an extra 2,000. And it's one of those areas where they already had the highest dollar value increases, which if you go over to the value of the chart on the far right side, they were already getting $8,000 raise, $7,000 raise, $6,000 raise, $5,000 raise, and then the $4,000. To compound that this year, when they're already getting that kind of a raise, that's why we kept those numbers. Certainly, if you want to come back next year and suggest something different for those, that is certainly something as well. Then on BA plus 24 and MA plus, or MA on the professional 10. How much did you add to those?
We increased them to at least give a $2,000 raise, if you see that. So over on that far right, I think it was 300 and change, 200 and change, just to get them,
Just to take it over.
just to take it over the 2,000.
Okay.
So again, it's the same schedule. There's the increment with the movement down, and then the value of the each step would.
So looking at numbers, the sheet that we got from you, right?
Correct.
So we're only talking from the P5 to the, so P6, so we want to go look at 6 on.
Correct.
We're talking 5 that would go 6 to 7, again, if we're not moving over.
61.
Right.
61,000,
And then 14, again, not knowing who's going to move over.
Correct.
7, 2.
That's correct.
yeah.
You want me to do that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we ran your numbers in there, that scenario, and then made them all the same. It was about $61,000. And I guess that's our thought, is we'd like to use that to, put reward the, those that are already at the top of our scale or at P10 to make sure they can, get over $2,000 raise.
And to increase the 500s above it.
Oh, yeah, correct. And then try to, help with some of those up above. Because,
And we will acknowledge, we were surprised at what that number turned out to,
Correct,
yes.
correct.
61.
61 is what if I remember right. And then as Amy mentioned, again, we can still, next year, we'll see what the state does, and then, just to make sure we have, good raises, every year as well.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have a piece of paper, but I have stuff to read.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to read it so that, okay. Followed up with Janelle. Brenda's already read to the 30-plus people. I just wanted to share with you some of the other stuff she was doing that she has shared. She is currently looking to hire a minimum of 2 more special ed teachers for the schools with the heaviest loads, and you know what those are. She spent today with 5 other staff members checking and reviewing caseloads and adjusting for next year to even it out and to address staffing needs. So from the perspective of, and let me finish it too before you, from the perspective of language included in if it's 6.2.3, whatever, the other stipends, we're going to respectfully reject including the language in the agreement due to what's already being done. However, always love that however, right? Obviously, the district does want to continue the $1,000 leadership stipend for the DLPs and ERRs, something we're already doing. We would also like to add a $500 leadership stipend for resource room teachers if they have a caseload of over 25 identified students receiving services. And let me tell you where that number came from. That number came from, through paperwork days, there's 67.5 hours. At 3 hours per IEP, that's 23 IEPs that can be addressed through the paperwork day. So that's where that 25 number came from. It would be paid in the same manner, that one payment in June or
We
July.
could do June so that we could pay the whole
Right.
500 in June.
But we would like to go that route without putting it in the agreement, understanding that changes will be occurring in the program and will continue to occur in the program throughout the year. Janelle was very careful to explain to me that it's a minimum of 2 more special ed teachers. I'm like, okay, I got it. But that, I wanted to get through all that, so yes, there is some recognition. We would rather it not be in contract language because of all the changes that will be
And the other's not
continuing to
either,
take place.
the
And
ER,
that's, yeah,
DLPs, their leadership.
so that's where we are.
Okay.
Well, caucus.
Okay.
Does she have something else?
No,
All I was gonna say is just kind of compare the numbers to numbers. I think we're, fairly, well, I mean, you're even the top ends to the top end.
Right,
We're, yeah,
okay,
the bottom end to the bottom end.
bottom end to bottom end.
It's very close,
right,
other than the BA
Right.
only.
Correct.
right.
Scale only a little bit different, but.
Yeah. People call it top.
And then,
It's so
we'll
confusing.
then have to look again at the
Yeah.
movement.
Correct, yeah, we'll still, make sure.
I had one on those that I sent to you was incorrect, the very last one, but you'll just we'll have to adjust
The
those,
crosswalk.
correct? The
Okay.
Yeah,
crossover.
we've been watching
Yep,
those,
yep,
yeah.
we'll just kind of keep an eye on those, because I think there was 4 of them that we'd have to move step to, so,
Excellent.
okay, super.
Thank
All
you.
right.